Here are 2 tips for talking with young children that you can also use with adults, and they both involve how we listen. The first tip is to give children more time to respond when you ask them a question. So as adults, we're more impatient because our conversational pace is much faster, but kids need more time. So I often see someone will ask a child a question like, "What did you do at school today?" And the child doesn't respond right away, and the adult feels a little uncomfortable, so they start to ask follow-up questions like, "Who did you play with? Did you read a good book? What kinds of activities did you do today?" And I encourage you instead to just wait, because I have found that there is absolute magic when you wait. When I teach my classes, for example, we do an exercise, the printing machine. So we pretend to be a printer and we print a picture. And then I go around and I ask the kids, "What did you print a picture of?" And some kids are more shy, so it will take them longer to respond, and I just wait. I don't ask follow-up questions. I just sit there and I'm waiting and I'm present with them. And sometimes it takes them so long that other kids are encouraging them to respond, but I just wait. And they always respond in my experience. And they say something rather magical, like, "Oh, I printed a picture of my family and we were climbing a mountain." Like, that's some sophisticated imagination. So I encourage you to wait, and there is magic there. I really believe that. The second tip is to use your imagination when you are listening to a child. So let's say they're telling you about climbing a tree and discovering a magical treehouse. See that magical treehouse in your mind. As they are telling you the story, really visualize what they are telling you, and they can feel this investment of your imagination. I always do this when we do the printing machine, and then I go first to demonstrate, and I look at what I printed, and I always see something in my mind's eye for real. I'm like, "Oh, I printed a picture of a bicycle." And then they're like, "Oh, I printed a picture of the moon," or whatever, but that they can sense my own investment with my imagination, and then they will go there with me. So as you're listening, picture what they're saying. And this is like reading a novel, you're picturing what the story is. But what happens is sometimes with kids, we're not as present and we're like, just listening to the story. And they can feel that you're not that engaged. So when you invest your imagination into the listening, they can feel it and they will really appreciate it. I find that tip works with adults because when they're telling me a story, I'm picturing it and I'm so with them that people enjoy telling me stories and they can feel my investment.